Hello everyone, my name is Elijah David, minister of the 12th Hour Apostolic Sabbatarian Congregation outside the 12th Hour in Liberty Hill, Texas. Today is June 6, 2013, or it is the 28th day of the 4th month, 2017. We'll start our third service on this Sabbath day with a song entitled, Redeemed, How I Love to Proclaim It. Redeemed, how I love to proclaim it. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed through His infinite mercy, His child and forever I am. Redeemed, redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, His child and forever I am. Redeemed and so happy in Yahshua, no language my rapture can tell. I know that the light of His presence with me doth continually dwell. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, redeemed, His child and forever I am. I think of my blessed Redeemer, I think of Him all the day long. I sing, for I cannot be silent. His love is the theme of my song. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb. Redeemed, His child and forever I am. I know I shall see His beauty, King in His law I delight, who lovingly guideth my footsteps, and giveth me songs in the night. Redeemed by the blood of the Lamb, This child and forever I am. Hello everyone, once again this is Elijah David. We're going to continue on now with our series on the little tract the world yesterday, today, and tomorrow. This is going to be part 3, and this is by B.T. Harder, The Shepherd's Rod, and actually Davidian Seventh-day Adventist. This is really Adventism, folks, at its best. We're going to continue on page 20 of our little tract, and we have a picture on in our little tract right here of this beast right here, this leopard-like beast. Okay, so the composite makeup of this beast: mouth of a lion, feet of a bear, body of a leopard, and 10 horns. Okay, mouth of a lion, feet of a bear. Okay, so and the body of a leopard. So here it is: mouth of a lion, feet of a bear, and a leopard's body. And he's got the 10 horns: lion, bear, leopard, and 10 horns on this nondescript beast that represents pagan Rome at the cross. This faithful witness that he is a descendant of the Babylon, the lion. So this guy right here is a descendant of Babylon, 538 BC, 1776 AD, 2200 years now down the road. This guy is a descendant of this guy. Okay? He's got Media Persia, the bear. He's got Greece, the Leopard. And he's got pagan Rome, the 10 horns on the Nondescript Beast. Hence the beast is a melting pot of the 4 ancient world empires, and must, along with its 7 heads and 10 crowned horns, characterize the world of today. Okay, 10 crowned horns. There you have it, right there. For the beast 40 and 2 months period falls in the time of ecclesiastical Rome. Okay. Ecclesiastical Rome right here, the second phase of this 4th beast. Okay, this is the 1260-year prophecy, 42 months, a day for a year. Comes to 1260 years, starting 538. During the Dark Ages, when the Catholic Church ruled as church and state, had both civil and religious powers, and they ruled over as much of the world as they could possibly rule over. And they persecuted and killed as many Christian believers as they could find that believed in the Messiah, the risen Messiah. The empire after pagan Rome. This is the empire after pagan Rome, whereas this wounded state, Revelation 13:3, here it is right here. See that wound on that 7th head? Revelation 13:3 symbolizes her during the present period. Moreover, the beast represents 3 periods. Number 1, the period prior unto its wounded state. Okay. Now it says that number 2, the period during its wound. And number 3, the period in which his wound is healed. Okay. So now, this Leopard light beast. So during her present period, moreover, the beast represents 3 periods. The period prior to its wounded state, which is 1260 years, starting back here in 538 AD. She represents that period for 1260 years. And then she represents the period during its wound. It was wounded in 1798 and came to the end. The Pope was put in prison and died in prison by the French government. So it says, and then the 3rd period in which the wound is healed. This wound is healed. So its wound is healed right here in 1929. Right here. With this little guy right here, representing the United States government. The 2 horns on this lamb-like beast, Revelation 13. Seen coming up in the earth and prophecy is the United States. The 2 horns represents a 2-party system, Republican and Democrat. And so, the number 3 period in which its wound is healed. So it's wound healed according to V.T. Harlop in 1929. This wound on his head here, this beast. Okay, now, I believe that because the Catholic Church got Mussolini gave back his statehood and reinstated the Pope as the head of his nation, the Vatican nation. So therefore, it showed that his wound was healed. At the same time, his wound was healed by 1930. At the same time, Yahweh raised up the rod period, raised up the house of David. At that very time that this wound was healed on this beast. 1929, 1930. Now he raised up the house of David in 1929, 50. The house of David is this little stone that strikes the image on the feet. This little stone that strikes the image on the feet, house of David. And these feet represents the time period in which that beast was healed. And now Yahweh raised up the house of David at the same time the wound is healed on the Catholic Church. She's back in power now. And now when she gets to full bloom, where she's going to come to a place where she's going to make a decree now to kill people again, like she did during the Dark Ages. And that's when this little stone, the house of David, she started right with her in 1929, 1930, destroys this system. Okay. Now it says, furthermore, the symbolization shows that inspiration reckons the prophet world still a Roman world. This we know from 7 angles, the first of which is in the fact that the beast's 42 months parallel that of the little horns. Okay. Time of 12 months times 24 months, and divided of times 6 months. The work against Elohim and his people in both records is 42 months long. The horns of the nondescript beast, having no crowns, and right here, pagan Rome at the cross, 10 horns, no crown. These 10 horns translates over here in 1798 as having crowns. And independent parliamentary rule. Nations have gone back to mingling their seed with man, and they're free now to set their own democracies, so to speak, their own government. The horns of the nondescript beast having no crowns, and the horns of the leopard-like beast having crowns, point out that the latter symbolizes the world after the crownless horn, kings that were to rise, Daniel 7:24, of the former beast were crowned. Now, as we have seen, it is clear that the ecclesiastical Rome, the second phase of the nondescript beast, was a combined church and state power. Okay. It's 1260 years. Catholic Church. A horn head having the eyes of a man, that's the Pope, and a mouth speaking great things, that's the mouth of the Pope of the Catholic Church, Daniel 7:8. And that the Protestant Reformation caused the separation of the two. So while the ecclesiastical Rome's rise and reign are prefigured by the nondescript beast horn head, her downfall is depicted by the leopard-like beast, a wounded common head. There's your wounded common head right here, 7 heads, representing all churches, all churches this beast is in charge of. All Protestant churches, including the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Furthermore, whereas the beast receiving the deadly wound pictures Christianized Rome humiliated unto death, deprived of her silver power, its recovering from the wound pictures her exalted unto the life again. Having regained her silver power, and as the wound was inflicted by the hand of Reformation, it could never have healed had the hand continued wielding as it added the sharp two-edged sword. The healing therefore vividly depicts the fall of Protestantism and the rise of despotism. It says, though there is but one right interpretation of each Bible doctrine, yet a multitude of the conflicting interpretations are in the Christian world today, with the result that it is split into many sects and schisms. Okay? And that is the heads, in other words. With no two believing alike, therein lies decisive evidence that these churches are divest of the Yahweh Spirit and are running their head in the darkness because of the profession to teach the truth, but teach instead the doctrines and commandments of men. They are reproved by having the name of the blasphemer written over their heads. Revelation 13:1. Even now, in the closing hours of the gospel period, the church says, I am rich and increase with goods and have need of nothing. neither truth nor prophets, though in fact she is wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked. Revelation 3:16 and 17. And about to be spewed out, if she fails now to anoint her eyes with this fresh extra oil, and being unmindful of her wretched condition, she is now ready not only to reject the last message that comes unto her with the warnings and reproofs just before the great and dreadful day of the Yahshua Malachi 4:5. But also again to crucify the Savior, should he in the person rebuke her, thereby repeating her rebelliousness of old, as symbolized by the Moses striking the rock twice, Numbers 20:11. So, by Yahshua coming and rebuking the Seventh-day Adventist Church through Gilead Center for her sins and folly, and rebuking that angel, Verlis Johnson, of that candlestick, later said, Revelation 3:14, because rebuking him with that same rebuke that heaven sent to him by me on July the 14th, 2002, it caused him to harden his heart. It caused him to be spewed out. And at the same time, when you spew out the angel, the prophet to the Church of Israel, the Adventist Church, then you spew out the whole organization. That's when that mountain become planed off of Joel chapter 4, Zechariah chapter 4, verse 7. That great mountain became planed off in 2002. Okay. So it said, should he in person rebuke her, thereby repeating her rebelliousness of old, as symbolized by the Moses. Okay. Detail by detail, we are thus far enabled to see that the healing of the wound is indicative not only of the Seventh-day Adventist Church failing to carry the Protestant Reformation to the completion. So as evidence there at Kermit, Texas, 1992, Brother Johnson wrote a tract, The Protestant Reformation Restored. He said that he was called on to finish the Protestant Reformation and to finish restoring it. That was his commission. And he started that in 1970. He said that was his commission, to restore the Protestant Reformation and to restore all things that had been trampled on foot by the man of sin during the Dark Ages and before the 1970. And so it says, so the Gilead Center, Branch Davidians, they failed the church. And she was completely spewed out. Okay. So it says, the two-horned beast. Let's read that again. Detail by detail, we are thus far enabled to see that the healing of the wound is indicative not only of the church's failing to carry the Protestant Reformation to completion, but also of the world's governments soon reverting to the despotic principles of the Dark Ages, unto the rule of the action before the wound was inflicted. For this repetition of the past is to be brought about by the two-horned beast. Oh man, here we are. So the repetition of what happened during the Dark Ages by the Catholic Church during the Inquisition, 1260 years, is going to be repeated by this little beast right here, the United States government. Lamb-like beast speaks as a dragon. Okay, so when did this little beast start flexing its muscle? 2001. George Bush Jr. Antitypical Nebuchadnezzar. This is antitypical Babylon. This little beast. The United States is its headquarters. Washington, D.C. is where its capital is at. And our White House is where this little beast has his headquarters. Okay. Very interesting to say the least. So this little two-horned beast, he repeats what this guy here did during the Dark Ages, ecclesiastical Rome. He repeats it because he basically makes an image right here to this beast right here. Scarlet colored beast. This is what this little beast here produced for the United States government. Mystery Babylon all over again. This time with a spokesperson, this woman. And today the spokesperson for this beast is the President of the United States. Okay, matter of fact, he's a spokesman for the whole world. It's very interesting, to say the least. Okay, let us continue now. We're going to continue on with the two-horned beast. It says, I beheld another beast come up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. And he exercised all the power of the first beast before him, and caused the earth and them which dwell therein to worship the first beast, whose deadly wound was healed. And he doeth great wonders, so that he maketh fire or come down from heaven on the earth in the sight of men, and deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, saying unto them that dwell on the earth that they should make an image to the beast, which had the wound by a sword and did live. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. And he caused all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man buy or sell save he that had the mark of the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666. Revelation 13:11-18. For the power that is represented by this two-horned beast will identify itself with the false prophet. For together they are cast alive into a lake of the fire, Revelation 19:20. From this it is plain to see that the wonders which the beast does in the sight of men, and by which he deceives them that dwell on the earth, Revelation 13:13-14, are wrought by the false prophet of Revelation 19:20, in the sight of the beast, Revelation 13:14. Truly then, the beast's civil authority combined with the prophet's supernatural power points to a union of beast and prophet, an affiliation of church and of state representatives. So we have that today with the President of the United States, Obama, and the New World Order, the beast. Having only two horns and not 10, the beast therefore depicts a local, not a universal government. So this beast represents the United States. Nevertheless, he will influence all Christendom to make an image to the beast. So that's who makes the image to the beast. Is all these Protestant churches, including the Adventist Church leading the way, which had the wound by a sword and did live. That is, he will engineer a worldwide governmental setup, re-enthroning the principles of the church-state rule of the ecclesiastical Rome, and being the restorer of these principles, he, along with the prophet, will become the world's chief dictator and shape not only the political and religious policies of the governments, but also the world's commerce. He shall declare, or he shall decree that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Revelation 13:17. This beast represents a man who stands at the head of a nation, the United States, headquarters at Washington, D.C., in the White House, as the president. and whose influence goes far and wide among the kings of the earth. He is further identified by a number, the mystical number 600, Revelation 13:18. For the prevailing belief that the number 666 is a numerical identification of some other power, is a spawn of the prince of the darkness, and is calculated to conceal a possible identification of its two-horned power. For the inspiration puts the number on the two-horned beast, and there we must leave it. When the number is finally made up, the servants of the Elohim will be able to convince all the wise as to just whom the beast symbolizes. We now see, though, that no one who studies the word of the Elohim needs to be deceived when this power does appear on the stage of the action. Yet, notwithstanding Elohim's warning against giving allegiance unto the beast, the world fails to give heed, with the result that even after his number is made up, he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. Revelation 13:16. For the passage, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, he knows that all who, after hearing the truth, continue to pay homage either religiously or secularly to the image, shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Elohim, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. Revelation 14:9 and 10. Okay, now here's the beast it's talking about right here, representing our government, the United States government, those two-horned beasts. Okay, because this little two-horned beast makes this image to this beast right here, or this beast right here, this fourth beast. Okay, a full realization of the glorious reward that awaits mankind will even now compel men to shout for the joy, and a like realization of the deadly penalty that awaits all who fail to make Elohim their refuge will cause them even now to weep and gnash their teeth, that all might realistically see these alternative prospects and be impelled thereby unto the repentance. For the Yahweh has been at supreme pains not only to record a graphic description of the evil which, through the instrumentality of the beast, Satan, has determined upon the whole world, but also aforehand to make of a similar evil a perfect type of the image of the beast. The type was struck when Nebuchadnezzar, the king, 538 BC, okay, made an image of gold whose height was 60 cubits, that's 90 foot tall, and the breadth thereof 6 cubits. It seated up in the plain of Dura in the province of Babylon. Then Nebuchadnezzar the king sent together the princes, the governors, and the captains, the judges, the treasurers, the counselors, the sheriffs, and all the rulers of the provinces to come to the dedication of the image which the Nebuchadnezzar the king had set up. Then an herald cried aloud, unto you it is commanded, O people, nations, and languages, that at what time you hear the sound of the cornet, flute, harp, sackbut, psaltery, dulcimer, and all kinds of music, ye fall down and worship the golden image that Nebuchadnezzar the king hath set up, and whosoever falleth not down and worship shall the same hour be cast into the midst of a burning fiery furnace. Daniel 3:1-6. Now it says, in the outworking of this drastic and unrighteous decree, there are 3 outstanding aspects. The first warningly reveals the manner in which the beast will compel all the nations and peoples within his dominion to worship him in the image of which he shall make. The second sustainingly promises that just as in the Nebuchadnezzar's day, Michael delivered and promoted those who refused to worship the golden image in Daniel 3:12-30. So today will he deliver and promote all who refused to worship the beast in his image. And the third door finally reveals that just as all who then stood faithful or led a multitude of both high and low to acknowledge him as the Most High Elohim, so today will all who heed the warning not to worship the beast or his image shine as the brightness of the firmament, and they that turn many to righteousness as the stars forever and ever. Daniel 12, 1-3. Hand in hand with the history, more sure-worded prophecy, having led us symbol by symbol down to the empires beginning with the ancient Babylon, and down into the present state rule sectarian world, will certainly lead us through unto the end time, or unto the end of time. We are therefore confronted with the logical necessity of another beast symbol, one predicting the religious political world of tomorrow, without a symbolism to carry us beyond the world of today, for the prophetic word of the Elohim would be incomplete. So, for the sake of the logic, continuity, and completeness, this succession of the beast symbolism must include another beast, one which in the particular is to unveil the world of tomorrow. The only such symbol remaining is the scarlet-colored beast, driven by the Babylon the Great. Okay, this is the scarlet-colored beast right here, driven by Babylon the Great. The last stage of her journey, right before entering into the millennium, at the end of the 6,000 year period. This is where we're at today. This is where we're at. Okay, now it says, and there came upon the seven angels which had the seven vials, and talked with me, saying unto me, Come hither, and I will show unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon the many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication with, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. Okay? So he carried me away in the spirit into the wilderness, and I saw a woman sit upon a scarlet-colored beast full of the names of blasphemy, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and the woman was arrayed in the purple and scarlet color, and decked with the gold and precious stones and pearls, having a golden cup in her hand, full of the abominations and filthiness of her fornication. And upon her forehead was the name written, Mystery, Babylon, the Great. Right here. Mystery, Babylon, the Great. The mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. And I saw the woman drunken with the blood of the saints, with the blood of the martyrs of the Yahshua. And when I saw her, I wondered with a great admiration. And the angel said unto me, Wherefore dost thou marvel? I will tell thee the mystery of the woman, and the beast that carrieth her, which hath the 7 heads and 10 horns. 7 heads, all of Christendom. 10 horns, all the nations of the world. And I said, The beast that thou sawest was and is not, and shall ascend out of the bottomless pit, okay, and go into perdition, and they that dwell on the earth shall wonder, whose names were not written in the book of life from the foundation of the world, when they behold the beast that was and is not, and yet is. And here is a mind which hath wisdom. The 7 heads are 7 mountains, on which the woman said, and there are 7 kings, 5 are fallen, and one is, and the other is not yet come, and when he cometh, he must continue a short space. And the beast that was and is not, even he is the 8th, and is of the 7, and goeth into perdition. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet, but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast. These have one mind, and shall give their power and strength unto the beast. He shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is a sovereign of sovereigns and king of kings. And they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. And he saith unto me, The waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues. Right here. The woman sitting on many waters. Okay, now it says, it says, on many tongues, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, he shall hate the whore. Okay. And shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Here you are right here. These horns on this beast right here, they eat the woman's flesh and burn her with fire. Here's the fire, here's the beast, and here's the woman. So this is where these 10 horns that's on this beast right here, where this woman right here, they turn on her, eat her flesh and burn her with fire right here. Because she lost the battle with the Lamb, and so she lost all their commerce, these nations of the earth, and then they passed this beast for 1 hour, trusted this woman to direct them in the battle. She lost the battle with the Lamb, and so therefore a mystery dollar succumbs to the Lamb early on, before the end of time, right here. Here's the end of time. The beast of false prophet, Revelation 19:20, are cast right here into the lake of fire. After this woman and the beast has burned and eat with fire, and eat her flesh, in Revelation 17:16. Then in Revelation 19, we have the beast of false prophet. Here goes Obama, right here in the lake of fire, with the Catholic Church and the New World Order. Babylon right here, the rest of Babylon right here. Okay, now here, now we've got the rest of the beast that Daniel saw in vision of the bear, the lion, the bear, and those leopard. So these remain until the end, made it through the end. 3 of those 4 made it to the end. And this little horn head, that second phase of the 4th beast, made it to the end. But this doggone beast, this beast there at the cross, didn't make it. It's just that the second phase of him made it, the bear made it, the lion made it, and the leopard made it. Okay. To the end, and then Yahshua at the brightness of his coming destroys them. Okay, that's pretty comprehensive. We'll go back now to the main chart and see what we can discover here. Alright, it says, these shall make war with the Lamb, these 10 horns, and the Lamb shall overcome them, for he is the sovereign King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen in favor. This is the house of David, 144,000. And he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest where the whore sitteth are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues, and the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. For Elohim hath put in their hearts to fulfill his will, and to agree, and to give their kingdom unto the beast, until the words of the Elohim shall be fulfilled. And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reigneth over the kings of the earth. Revelation 17:1-18. Now, from the manifest similarity between the leopard-like beast and the scarlet-colored beast, one should recognize that the latter is the image of the former. And his deadly wound having been healed and his horns uncrowned, here's his horns uncrowned right here. His horns were crowned here. This 2-horned beast, George Bush started in 2001, healing this head on this beast right here. The Adventist Church and the Catholic Church together owns this 7th head. The woman finally, after this head here is healed, then she takes possession of all the churches of the United States, and then she takes them and puts them upon the head of the scarlet-colored beast after the little 2-horned beast, the United States government finished making this image. But they completed this beast, and then this woman now takes this head and the head of this beast, See, this here little two-horned beast, first he creates the head of this beast. And then the woman takes possession of the head of this beast. But then, when this beast finished making this image, he makes the rest of the body right here. Then he connects the head and the body up together, and he puts the woman on the back of this body of this beast, Revelation 17. And now, she rides the beast and rules the whole world, all churches, and she's in charge of all nations, except the everlasting kingdom of heaven, which is represented by the kingdom of David. That I represent the little stone that begins this great kingdom, that grows into a mountain filled with the whole earth, where Yahweh sits upon the throne of this kingdom, here on earth. It's the only one that this beast don't have control of. And that's the one that overthrows her. Okay, and defeats her. So it says, these 10 horns shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb overcomes them. And then it says that, now it says, and he saith unto me, the waters which thou sawest, for the horse sitteth of peoples and multitude of nations and tongues, right here again. Here's this woman right here. First she sits upon many waters during the dark age. When this beast here was in operation from 538 to 1798, that's when this woman sat upon many waters. So this woman's been around a long time. This woman's been around since the creation, 6,000 years ago. She has followed prophecy all through the streams of time, and she shows up at different times. She showed up here during the dark ages. And now here she is showing up in our day, and here she is going to be on the scene until she's taken out of the way. Okay. And so now it says, and the woman which thou sawest is that great city which reigneth over the kings of the earth, Revelation 17, 1:18. Now from the manifest similarity between the leopard-like beast and the scarlet-colored beast, one should recognize that the latter is the image of the former, his deadly wound having been healed and his horns uncrowned. The crownless horns of the latter show that he represents the world at a time in which there are no crowned kings, but that instead the world is ruled by an ecclesiastical head, the woman that drives the beast. Moreover, this statement, the 10 horns are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet. These 10 horns on this beast are 10 kings, now right here, which have received no kingdom as yet, but they have crowns, but they have received no kingdom as yet because this little man right here is in charge next, and then he makes an image, and then he transfers these kingdoms that's represented by these 10 horns on this leopard-like beast over here to the scarlet-colored beast, and now they lose their crowns here, and they still don't have no kingdom as yet. Now, okay. So it says now, on the manifest similarity between the leopard-like beast right here and the scarlet-colored beast, one should recognize that the latter is the image of the former. His deadly wound having been healed and his horns uncrowned. For the crownless horns of the latter show that he represents the world in a time in which there are no crowned kings, but that instead the world is ruled by an ecclesiastical head, Mystery Babylon, Obama and Company, a woman that drives the beast. Now, when this woman is destroyed, as we showed you while ago in that lake of fire, that's that's when the King of the North, the Pope that represents the Catholic Church, is in charge now, and then finally he and the false prophet, they are taken out of the way, and then the everlasting kingdom of David, with Yahweh sitting up on the throne of it, is in charge now from there on in. For the crownless horns of the latter show that he represents the world in a time in which there are no crowned kings, but that instead the world is ruled by an ecclesiastical head, the woman that drives the beast. Right here in the 12th parabolic hour, and that's where we're at today. This woman right now is driving this beast. Moreover, the statement, the 10 horns are 10 kings which have received no kingdom as yet, have received power as kings 1 hour with the beast, Revelation 17:12. positively imports that the crown kingdoms of the day, which emerged from the fallen Rome and which are represented by the crowned horns of the leopard-like beast, will be uncrowned, dethroned. For the crownless horn of the scarlet-colored beast, moreover, have one mind and give their power and strength unto the beast. Revelation 17:13. While the woman reigneth over the kings of the earth. Revelation 17:18. First sitting on the heads, Revelation 17:9, right here, denotes that she is to control the churches first here in the United States, including the Seventh-day Adventist Church, but not the Mount Zion, the 12,000, the Liberty Hill, Texas, everlasting kingdom of David here on earth, set up as that little stone that was hewn out of the mountain and grows into a mountain filled the whole earth. And her driving the beast knows that she is to be the sovereign of the world. This system of the worship and reign is not a new thing under the sun, for in her was found the blood of the prophets and of saints and of all that were slain upon the earth. Revelation 18:24. Abel being the first one 6,000 years ago. Therefore rightly called Babylon, the name of the oldest, the first world empire of the time. This antitypical Babylon from which Elohim's people at this time are to be called out is even to monopolize the world's commerce, as is clearly revealed in the prediction that when her reign ends, then shall the merchants of the earth weep and mourn over her, for no man buys their merchandise anymore. For the merchandise of gold, silver, and precious stones, of all the pearls, and of the fine linen, and purple, and silk, and scarlet, and fine wood, and all manner of vessels of ivory, and all manner of vessels of most precious wood, and of the brass and iron, and marble, and cinnamon, and odors, and ointments, and frankincense, and wine, and oil, and fine flour, and wheat, and beasts, and sheep, and horses, and chariots, and slaves, and souls of men. For the merchants of these saints which were made rich by her shall stand afar off for the fear of her torment, weeping and wailing, and saying, Alas, alas, that great city that was clothed in the fine linen, and people, and scarlet, and decked with gold, and precious stones, and pearls. For in 1 hour so rich, great riches come to naught, and every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by the sea, stood afar off, and cried when they saw the smoke of her burning, saying, What city is like unto this great city? And they cast dust on their heads, and cried, weeping and wailing, saying, Alas, alas, that great city wherein were made rich all that had ships in the sea, by reason of her cautionless, for in 1 hour is she made desolate. Revelation 18:11, 13, 15, and 19. So shortly after it is set up, this federation of the church and state will be plunged headlong into the oblivion, even as a great millstone that is cast into the sea. Revelation 18:21. And the cry of her mourners shall be, in 1 hour so great riches is coming off. Revelation 17:12, 18:10, and 17. For this hour which brings the death throes of the Babylon can be none other than that which, according to Yeshua's parable, Matthew 20, verse 11 to 16, is the last parabolic hour. That's the 12th hour we're in now, period of the day probationary time. That is from the 11th hour called labors at the end of the 11th hour in 2002 unto the last message unto the world here in this 12th parabolic hour which we're in now, unto the 12th, and it says unto the 12th hour, sunset, ancient timepiece, the end of the day, the close of the gospel period, Matthew 24:14, the close of the harvest, Jeremiah 8:20, the close of the probation, Revelation 22:11. For the 10 horns of the scarlet-colored beast, the rulers which she denominates for an hour, ultimately makes her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Revelation 17:16. That hour that she dominates them is in the 12th parabolic hour, the one that the Savior also dominates with the 144,000. Okay? So it says, thus at the length they shall unseat her forever, and the system which she symbolizes The image of the beast shall be demolished at this resounding crash of the Babylon, the kings of the earth. It shall bewail her and lament for her, standing afar for the fear of her torment, saying, Alas, alas, that great city Babylon, that mighty city, Revelation 18:9-10. For the lamentation of the king shows that they are sympathetic toward her, while the horns hate her. For the kings therefore cannot be those who are symbolized by the beast's crownless horn, but rather those who are symbolized by the crown horns of the leopard-like beast right here. Okay, so it says that the lamentation of the kings are sympathetic. The kings therefore cannot be those who are symbolized by the beast's crownless horn, but rather by those who are symbolized by the horns of the leopard-like beast. They are the crowned king who arose after the fall of pagan Rome, and who are now speedily going into exile. For the identity of the Babylon being a much mooted subject among students of Revelation, there arises therefore the necessity of ascertaining whom does the Babylon personify. Now that the light has completely dispelled the darkness, which has long enveloped this subject, for the student of prophecy can plainly see from the symbolism that in the first place Babylon personifies a forthcoming ecclesiastical, political, economical system of the nation, not some institution or organization. Second, that the beast she drives is a figure of her dominion. And third, that it is about to pass from prophecy into history. This is where we're at right here. Her dominion, wherever she's at, and her dominion right now is in the White House over the United States, so that's her main dominion. Okay. So it says, already is beginning to, it says, pass from prophecy into history. Indeed, is already beginning to loom up out of the haze, as did the shores of America under Christopher Columbus and his companions as they approached a great western continent. For the beast being driven by the woman Babylon clearly reveals the three important truths. First, that the call of the Elohim people to come out of Babylon, Revelation 18:4, is a call for them to come out from among the nations that are symbolized by the beast, with which she is driving, ruling. Second, that the called ones are to come out from her sin-filled dominion, because it is to be ruined by the plagues. And third, their coming out necessitates their going into a place where sin does not exist and where there is no danger of the plagues falling. Thus, their coming out of her dominion must be their going into Elohim's everlasting kingdom of the heaven here on this earth. Then the warning against receiving the mark, Revelation 14:9-11, along with the call to come out, will be repeated with an exceeding loud cry throughout the Babylon's dominion, starting here in the United States. This is the Babylon's dominion right here. Come out of her, my people, here in the United States first. Babylon's dominion is where all these 10 kings of all nations lend their power to her, so her dominion is over all the world. Okay, so it says, both those who find themselves in her dominion and those who find themselves out of it must then immediately decide to receive the seal of the Elohim instead of the mark of the beast if they want to escape the wrath of the Elohim. To do this, the former class must come out of her and the latter class must stay out of her, despite the death penalty for the taking such a stand, Revelation 13:15. There must be no hesitancy or indecision on the part of either class. Those who are in the Babylon must heed the voice which says, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sin, that you receive not of her plagues, Revelation 18:4. And those who are out must carefully heed the warning, if any man worship the beast in his image and receive the mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Elohim, with which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with the fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, Revelation 14:9-10. Well, we're getting about 3 minutes before the close of this study. So we're going to start winding it down. It says, for the light on this subject was spread as fire in the stubble, until it finally illuminates the whole earth. Revelation 18:1. And all who walk in its blaze will have their names placed in the Lamb's Book of Life. They will find deliverance from their enemies, last determined effort to plunge the world into the bottomless pit of the eternal ruin. For them, said the angel, shall Michael stand up, the great prince, for standing for the children of thy people, and at that time thy people shall be delivered, every one that shall be found written in the book. Daniel 12:1. For the symbolism now leads us to the final phase of the beast. And it has a picture there, and it's on page 38, but we're not going to go into that now because we're getting close to the end. We're going to save this final phase of the beast for our next study, and that'll be taken up in Daniel 7, and the leopard like beast of Revelation 13 come up from the sea. That's from the old world, from Rome, from the Vatican. But the two-horned beast came up from the earth, Revelation 13:11, and the scarlet-colored beast stood in the wilderness, Revelation 17:3. So to find the geographic location of each beast government, it is necessary first to ascertain the symbolical meaning of the sea, the earth, and the wilderness. For the sea locates the territory of the five beasts. So, start with this beast right here, that camped out of the sea. Well, actually, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, this brings a close to our study for this hour. You can contact us at the 11th hour call, that's number 11. Click on our audio archives, hear this message, and we'll close now with a song entitled, He Hideth My Soul. Oh, wonderful Savior is Yahweh my King. Oh, wonderful Savior to me. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. The rivers of pleasure I see. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. The shadows of dry, thirsty land. He hideth my life in the depths of His love, and covers me there with His hand, and covers me there with His hand. Oh, wonderful Savior is Yahweh my King. He taketh my burden away. He holdeth me up, and I shall not be moved. He giveth me strength as my day. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. The shadows of dry, thirsty land. He hideth my life in the depths of His love, and covers me there with His hand, and covers me there with His hand. With numberless blessings He smote He crown, and filled with His fullness divine. I sing in my rapture, oh, glory to Yah, for such a Redeemer as mine. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock. The shadows of dry, thirsty land. He hideth my life in the depths of His love, and covers me there with His hand, His perfect salvation, His wonderful love, I'll shout with the millions on high. He hideth my soul in the cleft of the rock, the shadows of that thirsty land. He hideth my life in the depths of His love, and